Hi everyone. I wanted to try seeing if I could do a flight with just nothing but, I guess I call it dead reckoning, where don't use the GPS. Now this airplane here is an A320, and it has GPS in it, and no matter what I do, it's going to show me the winds and show me where a few things that are related to the GPS, but we're going to ignore those things, and we're going to use calculators, an E6B calculator, to calculate our direction according to the winds, and a few other things. I think we'll see what we can do in this whole thing. So let's show you some of the things here. First of all, we're going to take a route that's going to go to two different non-directional beacons. First one is skew, non-directional. It's 391 is the frequency, and then the next one we're going to go to is Sandre Stromford, and that's a 382. Both this one on little nav map, it shows that it's got I think around 25 mile radius or nautical mile radius, which isn't far enough to reach here, BGGH, which is Nook. And this is all in Greenland. So when we take off, we're going to have to head in the right direction to get to this one. It doesn't. If we're a little bit off, let's say we're over here, we can still get right on track to this beacon. Once we get up here, this particular beacon is up here. Stromford beacon has a wider coverage, and it will cover towards this area here, and we'll pick it up and come right into this airport. And we'll even work on the approach here, where we'll do a it's a 3-minute hold pattern right here that will go through one pattern of the hold and then come into the airport. So here I'm going to generate the flight, and what this will do is generate the it's going to get all the winds and everything for our calculations, and I'll show you how that works. Let's view it in a PDF here, and down here we got our route, and these things are what's going to matter to us. Once we take off, we're going to go for a distance of, I think, 39 miles. No, wait a minute. Flight level, Mora, no. What's our distance? Well, every one of these is a distance. We're going to go 54. Yeah, 54 miles to top of climb. And we're going to head at 337 degrees. And these are wind readings here. Once we get to the top of climb, we're going to get some winds up there. This is 244 degrees true heading at 38 knots of wind. So we're going to have to calculate for that. And once we get up to altitude, we'll start calculating with the direction we should be heading to get to this waypoint. So the first thing we'll do is I'm going to program in the MA and the SF, and we'll do that real easily here. I'm not going to do much about with the flight management system, except to put in the radio signals that we're going to get as we go along here. So remember, it was was it MF? No, MA. MA. That's our first ADF. 391. There we go. Second one is SF. SF. And it's 382. First one on the list. Okay. As we get closer, we're going to put in the frequencies for they do have a localizer there, so we're going to put those frequencies in as we get closer to this airport. So there we are, we got those, and we're going to go up here and we're going to switch to ADF. So we're going to start picking up that. Okay. Yeah. All right, there we go. And we know it's programmed in. It's down here, ADF 391. Okay, we're ready to go, I think. This is a weird airport. It's really short, so we'll have to put on some flaps. Two notches, even 3 notches of flaps. That's popped out. Okay, and let's get on our way. Oh, by the way, we should start heading. It says 2 degrees, so let's use that magnetic heading. I think it's. We'll find out as we go. Our calculations will be off. And once we get it up in the air, we're going to set the clock. That's this little corner button. We're going to push that. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it's because I got the parking brake on. There we go. What does it not like? Oh, it doesn't like because I didn't put the speeds in. Oh well. Autopilot on. Take out some flaps here. Gear up. 1 more degree on flaps. Let the computer help us with speed. Okay, we gotta put our throttle in the right spot. One more degree of flaps off. Let's take a look at our speed here. There we go. Now we're clicked in. Alright, we're on our way. So now we're going to wait for this thing to, we'll just do an arrow once this thing gets to the point where it's seeing the direction finder, or the non-directional beacon. In the meantime, let's calculate some things here. We got, as soon as we get up to the altitude of, or to the top of our climb, we're going to have some winds here, 244 to 38. So we're going to use an E3B or E6B calculator. So this thing is set for 170 knots. The direction of the wind is 244 degrees. 244, I'm looking at this true index right here. 244, right there. Direction of the wind, or I mean, so we're 38 knots. We're going to divide this in half. So it's going to be 15, it's either 15 plus 4, it's going to be 19 knots. So right here, there's 10, and right about there. Maybe not there. A little lower. Oh great, I'm going to put all the dots right there. Okay, right said 19 knots. Hold on a second. Okay, 19 knots, because I said 38 divided into 2 is 19 knots. So 1, 2, it's going to be just below the 190 right there. Right there, the blue mark. Okay, we're going to use that. 38, and we got 104 degrees. Right there. No, I meant at 4 degrees. And at this point, now it's, what's our airspeed on our airplane? Our actual airspeed? Oh, we gotta tell this thing to go up higher. 25,000 feet. There we go. We didn't set our chronograph. Whoops. It's not going to make a difference here. What we're going to find out is what is the speed of this airplane when it gets to the top, to our final altitude. Well, we got part of the equation here in the E6B. Remember, it's the blue dot. We'll take our speed and we divide it in half. So let's say we are going 280, 290 knots. 290 divided by 2. 290 divided by 2. 145 knots. So we bring this thing up to 145. Right there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees of correction. And see, it's 7 degrees, minus 7 degrees. So we'll probably take off some here. Top climb is going to be 4 degrees. 4 minus 4 degrees minus what we said, 7 degrees. 4 minus 7 is going to be, look at it here, 4 minus 7. It's going to be 357. No, 356. No, 357. 357. 357. There's a correction for wind. Have to crab a little bit that way. There's some Greenland. Almost up the cruise. Okay, we got 1,000 more feet to go. Okay, look at this. We got the arrow. That's going to our direction. Let's see here if I can switch to the right screen here. There we go. Okay, so here we got our arrow. That's to our direction finder. A non-directional beacon, MA. And, well, we gotta turn a little bit here. So let's go back to there. Just ever so slightly. Let's get the other beacon working. So this other arrow, okay, let's get back to our other screen. So this other arrow here is not on there yet because it hasn't been receiving it yet. But that's the other one, which is 382, which is Sprongford. That's the beacon NDB for them. And I guess our wind calculation was right. We're just about right there. Remember we said 357? We're going 358. So we're just about adjusting for the winds. Now here, this thing's showing us the winds. This is calculated from the GPS of the airplane. So essentially we are using a GPS. But it kind of validates where we're at here, because at 245 at 32, if you go over here, it's 244 at 38. Somewhat. Actually, it matches more with what this value here is, 247 at 32. Okay, so we need to watch this guy to come in with the other guy pretty soon. I mean, that's what we're going to watch for, the other deep beacon. Just for the heck of it, let's turn on the chronograph. This button here controls the chronograph that shows up right here in this screen. It shows how many minutes and seconds we've been flying. And remember, we got to the top of our climb. Top of climb. This is not super accurate, but this is kind of. Top of climb is right here at 9 minutes. We may reach Manskiku, I think. It's at 14 minutes, so we've got about 5 minutes before we reach there. So we've got to watch for that. Let's do a little adjustment. I think the wind's showing up a little bit, so that's why we're having to readjust here. So once we reach MA, we're going to reset our chronograph at that point. Should have left with more fuel. Whoops. I don't know why I didn't click on the fuel. Whoops. I think we'll have enough to make it, though. That they gave you more fuel. Oh, here we are. This thing's trying to deviate a little bit, which means we're getting close. And this thing we've got to pick up at 350, 30, 40, 53 degrees. Why do I know that? Because right here, 55 degrees actually. 56. 55 or 56. So we're getting there. We're close. Let's start turning. Okay, there we go. See, the needle is deviating now because we're close to the station. Okay, once we get right over it, you can see it's on there. Well, that's GPS. So let's set our chronograph. We'll reset it. It started back up again. Let's calculate our deviation here. So now, 247.32. 247. 32 knots divided by 2 is 16. 16 knots. Let's get rid of all the other dots if we can. Put them over here somehow. Okay, so now we've said 16, so it's right there. We put a dot. Okay, and then we are heading 55 degrees, trying to hit 55 degrees. Oh boy, let's see, are we sitting? Yeah, we're heading 55 degrees until we get to here. So 55, we need to go turn on our EXXB, 55 degrees. Again, it was a blue dot. We're going, well, 290, which is 145 knots. Yeah, I did this wrong last time. The blue dot's going to go on the speed right there. This dot tells you your corrected speed. So we're 1 degree off. Let's do that 1 degree. There. We'll turn off the other ADF so we don't get mixed up. And our speed correction is, well, if we're going at 145, our wind's pushing us now at 160, about 161 knots. Okay, so we'll remember that, 161 knots. That divided in half, so we're going to multiply by 2. 161 times 2, 322 knots we're going. Okay, 322 knots. Let's go to the other side of the rule here. How long is it going to take to get there? So we need to go our distance, 42 miles before top of descent. 42 miles. Okay. We're going 322 knots. 322 knots right here. Look at 330 is 322 right there. And then our distance is 42 miles. There's 42 knots, or nautical miles. So it's right here, 42. Right there, 2. And this is telling me that in almost 8 minutes, we'll be at our top of descent. Almost 8 minutes. Remember we said 3:52s are minutes right now, so we got 4 more minutes. And then we're going to start descending. Minutes. Where are we going to descend to? 4,000 feet, I think. Let's look at our chart. We're going to bring up another chart. Okay, so let's go to Google and flight aware. we're going to BGSF. BGSF. Okay, what happened here? Oh, it's not here. We need to go VATSIM. VATSIM. Okay, flight planning, airport charts. Get started. BGSF. Okay, now use the second one. Localizer Y, runway 9. There we are. Okay, so here's SF right here. Localizer is 109.55. Our MSA, we're coming in from 230, almost 230 degrees. 230 degrees, that's right in this area. We can go down to 5,000 feet and be safe. So let's put that in, 5,000 feet. We're at 6 minutes now. I want to kind of get to that altitude before, well, actually this is, well, let's see, no, I shouldn't. Never mind, let's wait till 8 minutes are up. Actually, it was a little less than 8 minutes. More like 7 minutes and, I don't know, about 78 seconds. 7 minutes, 8 seconds. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta look at how this is put in here. 7 to 8. This is in 60-second intervals. It's a little less than 8 minutes. Are we at 7:12? Or is it? That's a weird 7. But it is a 7:12. I want to be down a little bit earlier. So I'm going to start descent here at this point. Okay, that clicks it in. Operational descent. Throttle idle. There we go. It's starting to head down. A little correction here. Not by much, but it's a little correction. There we go. All right. Let's get our altimeter set correctly. And our flight plan here. There's a weather report. BGSF right here. Okay, altimeter is Q1009. Metric 1009. There we go. Okay, let's do some more planning here. So you see this is a hold pattern right here. Once we get the storm, and we're going to try to fly this pattern. This pattern comes in, and we're going to go over a storm, and then we'll make a turn immediately at that point, because we're coming in from about 56 degrees or 55 degrees right here. We're coming in right about this angle. So we're going to hit this, and we're going to turn, make a U-turn, and then head 268 degrees. And then as we initiate this turn, see how this goes? This is, well, actually, this is what this is the there's the SF non-DB. As soon as we hit here from 4,000 feet, we're going to start heading down to 3,200 feet. So that's this point right here. So as soon as we get this turn and we get initiated to 268 degrees, we're going to start heading down to 3,200 feet. And then we come around. That's what this is this little curve right here. That's this turn here. As we come around this turn, we're going to start heading down again to 2,500 feet. And then at that point, we're going to start looking at our distance from this threshold runway, which is the localizer there has a DME on it. And we'll know once we get to 8.3 miles that we start heading downward towards the runway at 3.3 degrees. And that would be our final descent right there. Now, I think that we are at Class C aircraft. They don't have Class C's coming here. They got A and B. But let's say, for instance, they have that in the list. I think our minimal distance or altitude to see the airport is going to be 1230. So let's start putting in some stuff in the airplane. First of all, the localizer 109.55. I'm going to put that in the radio here. That's right here, 109.55. It doesn't like that. Okay, yeah, well it does. Here it is. Course. You know, it's a course. It's going to be 88 degrees. Okay, let's put that in for one of these VORs. Let's put in the second VOR. 109.55. This way we can get DME information. There it is. 109.55. If you want to, put the course in 88. I don't think it matters. Okay, that's the second VOR, so that'd be this one. Oh, remember ADF is on there. All right, let's do a little course correction. I didn't realize that Stormforce is over here. Let's put SF over here, over the other side. So SF. Now we have it for both. There we go. Now I can switch this one, ADF, this one to VOR. And there we go. We got the two. There's the VOR. We're almost there. We're going to watch here. $15 miles from the VOR. We're heading directly to the NDB. So here, the VOR is here. SF is right here. That's our difference. Now this is SF is between here and here, which is between 4.6 and 8.3 miles. At the point of where it's about 6 miles Okay, well, there's our deviation. Okay, so we're over a storm storm. We're going to turn. Let's head now to 200. I'm going to start turning to 268 degrees. 268. Right there. Okay, remember we're on the edge of that turn, we're going to start descending. We got a little bit of descend here. We got to go down to 3,200 degrees. Yeah, we're gonna start descending now. And let's get our speed on here and start slowing down. We should have been under 250. Whoops, we violated speed. We're going to put their spoilers out because we're going to slow down here. Remember, this is a 3-minute hold pattern, so as soon as we hit the edge of the turn here, we're going to hit the chronograph and start timing 3 minutes. Should be right about now. Start the timer. We might have to go around this hold pattern one more time because we might not be at the right speeds here, but I think we are. And we're getting down to 220. We're getting down to the right altitude. Let's turn off our spoilers. There. Let's start slowing down some more. Yeah, we're going to make it to 3,200. We got to watch for mountains here. I want to stay a little higher. Let's keep it where we're at. We're going to keep at 3,600 feet.
2,500.
Let's give it a little flaps. I'm waiting for this 3 minutes to pass. Right here, 3 minutes. Coming up. We come around this curve.
2,500.
We want to be at 3,200, so let's start dropping our altitude a little here. 3,200. Okay, we're heading down again. We're at 2 minute mark right now. So we're going to turn to 88 degrees. So we're going to turn only around the pattern here. Another degree of flaps. And we'll slow down some more. $3,200. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Coming on to 3 minutes. All right, we'll start turning. It was 88 degrees. Okay, so now we're coming on this turn at 3,200 feet. Once we get done with the turn, we're going to start heading down again to 2,500 feet. Let's get ready for that. 2,500. we're going to arm this, and I want to go into this setting so we can go downwards at a percent at an angle of 3 degrees. At this point, we should be going towards the green. That's the non-directional beacon, and we're just about there. Okay, and now let's initiate our descent. Going to go down 3 degrees at a 3-degree angle. Going down. Okay, speed. Oop, wrong thing. Speed. A little slower. 1 more degree of flaps. Okay, now at this point, we're going to head into the runway. Get both arrows straight ahead. That means our localizer is straight ahead. Our ADF is straight ahead. Lower speed, 150. Gear down.
1,000.
1 more degree of flaps. We're at full flaps now. Lower speed. 130. Speed brakes on medium. Arm the spoiler. Now we watch for the runway. And we are at we're a ways out there. Okay, we don't need to do things yet. we're a little bit ahead of the curve here. We're 18 miles out there. So because of that, we don't start dropping in altitude till we get to 8.3 miles from the airport. So we need to watch for this to be 8.3. Since we're following this river, don't have much chance of hitting mountains, so we're safe here. Well, our gas is good. I thought it was running out, but we're still got some left. We're not going to run out, so that's good. $15 miles out. Make sure our course is right. Actually, I want it there. I want it lined up with the white. Let's turn off this ADF. It would be lined up right here. That's our localizer. 11 miles out. 11.8. Oh, there's the runway right there. Let's arm this so that we can start dropping in altitude. We're going to go down to 0 to put this in the middle here. This guy here, we'll set it. Set it to 0. 9.6 miles. And we're heading down at 8.3 nautical miles. So I got 1 more mile before you start heading down. Eight 7.6. Alright, let's start going down now. Set at 3.3 degree. There we go, we're going down 3.3 degrees. 3.3 degrees matches the chart. 3.3 degrees. Everything's configured for landing here. Winds 130 degrees, 5 knots. So they're coming in from 130 degrees right there at 5 knots. This shifted. So since it's blowing us 5 knots, we gotta crab into it a little bit.
1,000.
Not by much though. Okay, I'm taking controls now. Autopilot's going to be off.
$400. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 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 retard,
Ooh, there we go.
retard, retard.
Oh, we took that turn a little fast. These trucks need to get out of my way. When do we turn this thing on? Can I call for a jet bridge? I doubt it. No power yet. Oops, I don't want the thrust reversers on. Okay, external power there. There we are, we're done. All right, well, thanks for flying with me.